start with Adam and then Jimmy.
I'm just curious, when you guys look at the Florida-Alabama film, what was your message to your team seeing how Florida ran the ball so well against the defense?
Well, obviously you had two really good football teams playing. It's going to be a major challenge. Obviously this is the best offensive line that we've faced. It's the best group of running backs, best group of receivers, quarterback. It's a complete package. So obviously, we've got to elevate, our level of play. And, we're in conference now. So it's going to be much more intense. It's going to require more strain. I mean, everybody's got to strain harder. Everybody's got to do a little extra things that it takes in preparation, be it film study, be it getting extra rest, be it be putting the right things in their bodies, all the little things that it takes to play at a high level.
Rodney, two things. Number one, what has made your run defense so effective so far?
Well, I think, we got the kids, they're playing hard. They're playing for one another. We're playing vertically, for the most part. We're trying to create knockback. And just, you got, when you're getting 10 and, 11 hats to the ball, obviously you got an opportunity to be successful. But, we have so much room for improvement. When you sit there and you look at the film, just playing with more of an edge, just even improving our fundamentals with our hat placement, our hand placement, our pad level, disengaging, tearing off blocks, just doing all the little things that it's going to take, when you get in conference play. Obviously you're not going to be better than anybody you line up against, so you got to make sure that you're fundamentally sound so you have a chance to compete.
And how much is Florida's run game impacted by the fact they've got two quarterbacks that are real good runners?
Well, obviously they're a two-headed monster with Emory and the Richardson kid. They're both very good. They're both dynamic runners. Actually, 15 may even be more dynamic, as far as just pure elite speed. But Emory's a seasoned veteran. He's got 3 years in that system, so he totally understands what Mullen's trying to do. They do a great job with the Q power, the counter, the reads. They don't put them in situations for them to beat them. What I'm saying? They give them situations that are conducive to them being successful, be the RPOs off the run. Then you throw in the quarterback run, which now they've got an extra guy that we can't account for with hats. So it makes us have to make sure that we're being really dialed in detail to doing all the little things correctly.
Patrick and Rob.
Coach, Byron Young got his first game last week. What did you think in seeing Byron play, and where can we kind of go from his first game?
Obviously, you saw he was very rusty. Byron's he's an old guy, but he's a young football player. So really, I think it hurt him, not having those two games to really sharpen his skills and work on technique. But you can tell that he has a presence. You can feel him in the game. Now he's got to get out there and work on the minute details and things that it's going to take for him to play at a high level in this conference.
Coach, Matthew Butler's a guy that's been around for a long time, and it seems like he's really taken his game up a notch this year. Just what are you seeing from him, and what's allowed him to play at the level he's playing at right now?
Matt's a guy that comes to work every day. He holds on to every word you say. He wants to be good. He tries to take the coaching and the teaching and try to apply it to his game. He doesn't take it personal, which so many times these days so many guys take things personal when all you're trying to do is just work on things to help them be better players. And he's taken those things and he's gone out there and applied it. Now, obviously, he's still got a lot of room to improve. We all do, me as a coach included. So we got to all continue to elevate ourselves and be willing to look in the mirror and take that self evaluation and then critical evaluation from others and work on trying to get better. That's the name of the game, is for us to get better and for us to win.
Wes.
Rodney, I think it's pretty clear that the group still isn't where you want it to be, but compared to where it was when you arrived, you know, how much has this group improved?
Well, I think we're moving the needle in the right direction. But, you know, every week, you know, it's a new challenge, you know, and the challenge is, are we going to be better this week than we were last week? You know, and that's what we said when we started out on this journey, that we wanted to be better. Each day of practice, we wanted to get better. We wanted to see improvement. Each game, we wanted to see improvements and making strides to get to where we want to be. It's like climbing Mount Everest. We're not going to be there overnight. We know it's a process, but we've got to embrace the process. And you know, unfortunately, you know, now we're in conference play. We got to accelerate the process. So, you know, we got to get better in a hurry.
Rodney, you guys have really used a lot of guys in your D-line rotation to this point. With the elevated competition now with Florida, do you like that same number in terms of the rotation? Is it fair down with competition? How do you move that moving forward?
Well, I just think if you look at, you know, my career, you know, I don't think I'm playing any more guys or any less guys than I played. You know, obviously to play at a high level in this league, you got to have depth. And the one thing about big men, if you ever let them give out of gas, there's no refueling them in the game. I mean, it's over. So you're supposed to get ready for the next week. So our plan is to try to keep those guys from giving out of gas so we can play the fourth quarter like we played the first quarter. And, you know, obviously, you know, we need to play first quarter better so we can, you know, so we can get better in the fourth. But we gotta keep fuel in the tank. There's no refueling them. If we let them gas out, then it's over. So, you know, just trying to develop that quality depth. And the only way they're going to get better, you know, is out there in game prep. You know, then, you know, practice is great, but they've got to be able to go out there and sharpen their blade out there in that competitive field.
Rodney, what did you see from Aubrey Solomon on Saturday when he showed you enough to show that he can be a big part of the rotation going forward?
Well, you know, like I shared with Aubrey, you know, Aubrey has, you know, hung in there. You know, and he's making strides. You know, I'm proud of him for at least, you know, staying the course. You know, he had a long ways to go when we got here. A lot of things he needed to work on, and but you know, he persevered. You know, we put him on the scout team. He worked his way through it, kept a good attitude, and he's just showing that he wants to be a part of the program. And that's all we want from all of them. I mean, you know, we just want all of them to be, you know, good men. We want them to be successful in the game of football. We want them to be successful in the game of life. And that's what we're trying to prepare him for. But, you know, I was proud of him, the way he went out there and he got his opportunity on Saturday. He went out there and he showed up and he performed, and he did a good job for us. So hopefully he'll be consistent and he'll do the things that it takes to be able to gain and earn more playing time. You know, that's something that's earned, it's not given. You know, so that's the thing that, you know, that's my message to them every day. You know, they earn it. You know, it's not a right. It's not a birthright. You know, just because they came to Tennessee is no guarantee you're going to play. You got to go out there every day. You got to work hard. You got to earn that right.
Brent, and back to Jimmy.
Rodney, you mentioned a couple different times it's different now that you're in SEC play. Obviously, you're a veteran of this league. How do you get your guys to understand Saturday's different than what the first three games were?
No, first thing they probably say, I'm different. You know, obviously, you know, this is what you came to Tennessee for. You know, for moments like this. You wanted to play on this stage. You know, that's the beauty of this conference. You know, there's nothing like it until you get to the NFL. You know, that mirrors the SEC. You know, you're getting to play against the best of the best. So you think you're good, you're going to get an opportunity to go out there and show and be revealed. You know, unfortunately on Saturday, you know, either you're going to be a contender or a pretender. You know, and that's what, you know, we're going to be able to find out. How close are we? You know, we talk about moving the needle. I think we'll find out, you know, how much the needle has moved when you go against elite competition. And obviously, you know, Florida is elite. You know, they've got elite players, they got elite coaches, they got elite schemes. You know, they do an outstanding job, and it's going to take our best. And we can't go out there and we can't self-inflict wounds on ourselves and have an opportunity to go out there and be competitive and compete with guys like that. We've got to make sure that we play a clean game. We play with relentless effort. We play for one another, and we play for that T on the side of our helmet. It's about pride, you know.
Rodney, are you pleased with the number of tackles for loss you've had, and also where do you feel like you are with your pass rush?
Well, you know, obviously, you know, when you sit there and you look at the film, you see a lot of plays that you leave out there every game that we leave on the field, missed tackles, missed sack opportunities, you know, obviously rushing better, you know, getting to half of a man, working more of an edge. You know, this week is going to be extremely challenging. And, you know, Florida's only given up 2 sacks. You know, obviously the ball comes out really, really quick. But, you know, same thing, you know, you got the quarterback who's so elusive, and with his feet, he's able to extend plays. So that's going to be a lot of stress. So, you know, we got to keep straining. We got to strain harder, and we got to be able to finish plays. You know, there's many missed sack opportunities where we could have had sacks. There are many more TFL opportunities where we should have made the tackle instead of having missed tackles. You know, everything that, you know, we need to do to clean up. You know, I think when you look at that film, there's a lot of stuff every week that we can do to get better. And that's been the message that, you know, I've tried to stress to the guys. You know, I thought they may have thought, you know, last week I was spazzing out on the sideline, you know, in that game. But, you know, I just didn't think they played with an edge, you know, or in razor sharp. You know, it's just, you know, I don't want to just go through the motion. I mean, you know, we're trying to sharpen our blade every time we go out there. Our reputation's on the line, and that's what I try to tell them. We walk on that field, our reputation's on the line.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank y'all.